Hey everybody, your friendly math tutor here with the daily SAT challenge, Thursday, June 11th, 2026. All right, we have a pretty tough one here. So the first thing I'm going to do, if these are equal, I'm going to multiply the 6x plus a to the other side. So I get 24x squared plus 126x minus 735 equals. So I get 4x plus b times 6x plus a. Then I'm going to distribute this outer FOIL. So I'm going to get 24x squared, and then I'm going to get 4ax, and then I'm going to get 6bx, and then I'm going to get plus ab, which tells me that when I combine my terms here, the coefficients 4a plus 6b, they have to equal 126. All right, they have to be this. And then the constant ab has to equal this constant negative 735. All right, so I know what you're thinking. Why don't we just use Desmos regression? The issue here is from the beginning, when it said that it had to be integer constants, it made me think that there's probably answers that aren't integers. And since there's more than one answer, Desmos regression only ever gives you one answer, and they give you the answer that's like closer to zero. And that's possible that they're not going to give us the integer answers. They might give us the not integer answers. So rather than take that chance, I just did it the other way. I didn't try Desmos regression. I believe that if you do, it won't work on this one. But correct me if I'm wrong. Someone want to show me? Leave a comment. So the way that I'm going to solve this system is I am going to use Desmos. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace these back with x and y just so Desmos will solve it using x and y. And I know I could use regression for that, but I figured it's easier for me to just use Desmos and use systems with x and y and look for the intersection. So I'm going to hop over to Desmos. I'm going to put that in as, instead of 4a, I'm going to do 4x, and then instead of 6b, I'm going to do 6y equals the 126. And then I'm going to do xy instead of ab equals negative 735. And then I'm going to zoom out a bit, and I'm going to see that there's two answers. Notice this answer is the one with the decimal. I think this is what Desmos will give you if you use regression. But the other answer, this is the answer we want because we want them to be integers, and negative 21 and 35 are integers. So since negative 21 and 35 are the answers, that would mean that A is negative 21 and B is 35. And then if I add those together, I get positive 14, which is the answer to the problem. All right, so Desmos regression to me is not always reliable, which is why you really need to understand these other ways of doing it. It's totally fine now at this endpoint to use Desmos instead of solving that system, but at least to get to that system, you've got to understand how these equivalent expression problems work from a non-Desmos regression standpoint. All right, hope that helped.